that I should justify why ACM has this session is because we're arguing that rather than wasting time on that festering old issue of a republic, we should be looking at the really important issues. And one of them is, of course, and Alan has been so strong, Alan has been the leader in this regard, and that is the drought-proofing of this nation. It is a pressing issue, become more apparent because of the horror that is going on in the country at the moment. But there is a constitutional obstacle to this, and that is in Section 100. Not Section 100 itself, but because Section 100 has been turned into a dead letter. Almost a fifth of the time, 2 weeks of the convention in the 19th century, in 1898 in Melbourne, the session in Melbourne, was spent on this issue to reach a compromise, to reach something satisfactory and acceptable to the states and the people of Australia. And the result was Section 100 of the Constitution, which says that the Commonwealth shall not abridge, that means restrict, the rights of a state or residents, obviously farmers. The Commonwealth must not restrict the rights of the farmers to the reasonable use of the rivers for conservation and irrigation. No mention of anything else. They spent so much time on that. It was Alexander Downer's ancestor who worked out the compromise, which was acceptable to everybody. That is, the Commonwealth should be concerned with navigation, the states concerned with irrigation and conservation, and that the people, the farmers, should not have their right to the reasonable use of the rivers be restricted. I've never heard any politician talk about this, but Tony has, and Pauline Hanson spent some considerable time on this. It's been evaded by a combination of lawyers, politicians and judges, because the laws which restrict the reasonable use of the water of the rivers are being made under another power, in particular the external affairs power, under treaties, United Nations treaties about the environment. Nothing in the Constitution about the Commonwealth having any power whatsoever over environmental matters. In relation to the rivers, they were to deal with navigation, and the states were to be left with irrigation, not environmentalism, but conservation, which means harvesting the waters of the rivers, not letting them run out to sea. On this, the prophet, the leader of the nation on this, has been, as Tony referred to him, the ombudsman of forgotten and lost causes, the man that so many listen to every morning. And he doesn't restrict his life to that. He does an enormous amount of effort into activities for which he is not paid, but which advance the interests of sports and culture and of worthy people in Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Jones.